Morning, guys. It's about, what time is it? It's 5:09 in the morning. So, as I told you before, I'm a school bus driver. I'm actually all dressed. So, I drive a school bus in mid-Michigan. I have about 75 kids that I drive, so I take two groups of kids. I take the first group. This morning I'll pull out at 6:15, and I will go pick up all the high schoolers and the middle schoolers at the bus stop, take them back, drop off half of them at the middle school and the other half at the high school, and then I have time to run back into the bus garage for about 5 minutes. Then I'm back out on the road again. I pull out at exactly 7:15, and I pick up the balance of my kids. Now I'm picking up grade school kids and preschools. So I handle big range from preschool all the way to senior in high school. And as I told you before, this is quite an experience for me. There's a big bus driver shortage in the United States. For me, I'm a retired guy. It works out perfect. I love it. I'm turning down my light here. It's the perfect retiree's job. So I do have to get up at 4:30 in the morning. So I'm up. I have to shave and shower and get dressed. It's cold here. It's about 16 degrees out. The district I'm in has 12 routes, permanent bus routes. So there's 12 drivers. I've been doing this now for about 3 years. And I love it. It's work. For me, it's the experience of being able to be with the kids, have a positive influence on them. So I wanted to share something with you, just one of, and I'm going to try to do this on a regular basis now, because I'm realizing how important this is. I don't think you can even imagine the impact that it has on my life. I really think of these kids. I think of them as my grandkids. It's amazing. And where I'm driving to is the town where I live. So I live in a small farming community in mid-Michigan. And when you're in a small town, everybody gets to know each other. So being that I'm 70 years old, I know a lot of these kids' grandparents and some of their parents. I've gotten to know the parents because I meet them at the bus stop, especially with the little kids. And of course we have our relationship we've developed because frankly the kids are my responsibility once they get on that bus. Now, are they perfect angels? Of course not. They're children. But you gotta know how to work with kids. I think you have to enjoy it to do a good job. That's my opinion. I look forward to going to work every day. It's great. The hardest part of this job for me is the physical part. I'm driving a 40-foot Bluebird school bus. It's huge. It's got air brakes, huge steering wheel. I've got arthritis in my arms. Here's the story. It's Friday, last Friday, and I head over to the middle school, and we all pull up, all the buses pull up, and we wait there about 10-15 minutes for the kids to come out. And it's raining, it's misting. And now that rain turns into a slush. And just as the kids start to get onto my bus, that slush turns into snowflakes. Big snowflakes, big wet snowflakes. And so now I've got the bus filled and I'm taking off, driving through the small town, heading out into the country. So I'm in a country area, long roads, paved and gravel. And these flakes are huge and they're coming right at the windshield of my bus. So it's, full-time job. And sometimes it can get hard to see. The windshield on a school bus is straight up and down. It's not angled back like on a car. So the ice tends to pile up on the windshield wiper blades. and you got to keep the defrosters full blast, and they aren't very effective. So I'm driving along, and I've been blessed that I like driving in the snow and the ice. I mean, ice is very scary, it's treacherous. The snow, at least you get a little bit of traction, but I've always enjoyed driving in the snow. So I've got the high schoolers and the middle schoolers, and it's slippery. And one thing I learned is when you're driving, you need to test your traction, your surfaces. So as I go and I'm hitting the brakes lightly, but testing it, and I can get a feel, and it is, man oh man. So I got to slow way down. That's the key to, that's the trick. I'll tell you, give you my trick right there. So it's nothing mysterious here. Just slow down. School buses, as heavy as they are, big school bus full of kids is probably 25,000 pounds. It doesn't have very good traction. It's got dual wheels on the back, but they're filled to 125 psi. They're hard as a rock. It's not very good. But anyways, it was treacherous, and we could hear the radio and the accidents and the cars going down in the ditch. And so I'm not panicked. Well, because I slowed down on my route, now when I go back to the grade school, because I'm going to pick up all the grade school kids, and then I'm going to drive maybe a mile or so and go to another school to pick up the preschoolers, there's no wait time. We were all running behind by about 10-15 minutes. So we all pull in, and of course it's still heavily snowing. I mean heavy. Of course we drive with our headlights on. We also have those strobe lights on the top. You've probably seen those on school buses. We have those going for extra visibility, and it's coming down big time. Our boss, our dispatcher, Tina, she hit the radio, told us a few times, drivers, it's very slippery, slow down, don't worry about the schedule, be safe, which is cool to assure, because we are on a schedule, and if you're late dropping a kid off, especially the little kids, parents want to know where their kids are. I mean, they're looking at their cell phones going, he's late by 1 minute. Where's my kid? Which is, normal. We were the same way with our kids when they were on the bus. So anyways, I'm driving down, and as I pull out with this full load of kids, and, you don't want to scare kids, but my theory is with my kids, it's all about education. I am preparing them for life. That's what I'm doing. They ask me why I have the rules on my bus in a particular way, and I tell them that I'm preparing them and teaching them how to ride on a public bus, how to act in public. And I'm also teaching them the ways of the world. I'm 70 years old. I've got life knowledge. I've done it. These are kids that are 7 years old. I've lived their lifetimes 10 times. So it's not about being Mr. Know-It-All. It's about sharing that life experience so that the kids are more prepared for life. That's what I want to do. And it's not just about, everyday things, how to shovel the driveway or anything. It's also about how to act amongst people, personal interaction, how to treat others, how to be polite, how to handle conflict. So that's a big thing on the bus with kids. But anyways, let me get back to the story. So now I'm going back, and I'm going to pick up these grade schoolers, and before I pull out onto the main highway, which I have to take 3 miles, 2 miles down, and then turn and start going down the back roads dropping kids off. Main highway, of course, is the most dangerous part. You've got other drivers driving at high speed. It's a 2-lane highway. I told you my secret for driving in the snow is to slow down. There's many drivers, especially inexperienced drivers, young drivers, that do not know this secret, and they think because they have a four-wheel drive or a big truck or anything they can drive fast. So, that scares me because I can drive as careful as I want, but I don't know what's going to happen if another car slams into us. So that's what I worry about the most. Yeah, my bus might slide off into the ditch, but I'm going to be going slow enough, and I have the skills, the driving skills that the people at the bus garage taught me in my years of, 50 plus years of driving, and I've driven about every vehicle you can think of. So I announced on the PA system, the buses have a public address system, to the kids, all right guys, Mr. John, that's what they call me, has to concentrate on driving. The driving conditions are very serious right now. I need everybody to follow the rules and do your thing. Stay in your seats, keep your feet out of the aisle, be safe. Doesn't mean you can't have fun, but I don't have time to watch you, and I call it self-regulation. And I know you can do it, guys, so do it. And they did. It was amazing. Those kids are smart enough. I've taught them well, but they're smart kids. They know. They're good kids. And they all did it. As we're driving along in this bus with these kids, and they can tell, they've driven on the bus for years now with me, and, I'm driving slow, and we're going through the winter wonderland. The Michigan, they call it the winter wonderland. Well, this is the winter wonderland right here. And all of a sudden we see ambulances go by, fire trucks going by on a regular basis. You can hear the sirens. There's cars going off in the ditch. And as we come up onto an intersection, there's a car down in the ditch, and the kids are like, Mr. John, what's that? Why is that car down in the ditch? I said, guys, the road's like a skating rink right now. I said, everybody can look out the right side, but stay in your seats, but let's all look where the police had the road blocked off. And they watched this car. The guy was getting out of the car. So off we went on our route, started going down our side roads, more cars in the ditch. And now we've got the police have got the road blocked off. There's a car up the road that actually went off, and it's almost completely upside down. It hit a big oak tree, fell down into the ditch. It's right in front of a house where we buy our eggs. And it was serious business here. So the police have the road completely blocked off. I stopped the bus, put my four-ways on, called my dispatcher and said, I'm going to be late, because you got to let them know, because parents are going to start to call into the bus garage saying, where's the bus? Why hasn't my child been dropped off? It's because we're sitting in the road at a roadblock. And the kids know this, and I'm telling them, hey kids, we're completely stopped, the four-ways are on. Come on up to the front here and look out the front window and check it out. There's a big wrecker, they're pulling a car out, the police have it, an ambulance is there. Here's what happened. I want them to see that. Someday these kids are going to have their driver's license. I want them to experience it. But I'm not going to freak them out or anything. So we got going. We weren't too far off our schedule. And as I was on the final leg of my drive, I can hear a little voice behind me, and there's two little girls sitting behind me. I'm guessing they're probably preschoolers or first graders. And I hear the one little girl, she's scared because she's seen all this stuff, and we're getting close to her bus stop, but she's getting scared. And the other little girl, I hear her say, don't worry, Mr. John knows what he's doing. Ha! I can't tell you, my heart just melted. On the one hand, it affected me in such a wonderful way. I thought, wow, I'm getting through to the kids. The one girl is helping the other little girl. That's that interaction thing. That's what I'm teaching them. We're a big family on bus one. And they know the seriousness of it. And they also know that panicking is not going to do any good. Let's just be diligent and follow the rules. So that was my adventure. I got everybody home, the last child off the bus, back to the bus garage. It was pretty cool because we pulled in, I went in, backed my bus into its parking spot, ready for the next day, and we walked through the bus garage there and then go out the parking lot to our car. I usually say hi to my boss. I'm imagining that she had a pretty big day that day, and I said, "How was it, boss?" And she's like, "Wow, guess what? This adjacent school district had 2 buses and went in the ditch. This other school district near us, they had 1 bus go in the ditch." And on and on. She says, "Our bus district, no buses in the ditch. We made it." That's a real sign of success. We have some very professional drivers where I work, and I'm sure that some of you watching this video have kids in school and take the bus, have had kids in school that take the bus, maybe have grandkids that take the bus. Think about some of the stuff I'm going to tell you now as I go along. I'm going to start sharing my adventures. Be respectful of your bus driver. They have a job that's like nobody's job ever before. Anyways, it is, let's see, what time is it? It is 5:36 in the morning. So I'm going to pull out of my driveway here at 5:45 to 5:50. Thanks for coming along with me. I enjoy it. I'll see you on the next one. Adios.